Hello everyone, welcome to SB Lifestyle. Today I'm bringing you one of the very interesting topic, which is the Global UGRAD or the Global Undergraduate Program, which is one of the exchange program to go to study in the United States. Here's with me, there are two potential and also smart ladies who has participated in Global UGRAD last year, and also another speaker is currently in the United States participating in the program as well. So why don't we welcome Reaksmey and Salinda here with me? Right there. All right, so let's start with the introduction. You can tell our audience your name, your major, and also the university that you goes to during your exchange program. Why don't we start with Salinda?
So, hello, Saravot. Thank you for inviting me. And hi, Smay. My name is Salinda, and currently I'm a senior majoring in business administration at the American University of Phnom Penh. And in the US, my university is University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, which is located in the state Wisconsin. And I'm very happy to be here today and talk to you guys.
Nice to have you as well. Okay, now Reaksmey.
So yes, hi. Thank you for having me today, and hello, Salinda. I am Reaksmey, Somjan Reaksmey, and back then I participated UGRAD in 2021, but I actually passed in 2019. However, because of COVID, it was delayed. And back then I went to Presbyterian College in Clinton, South Carolina. My major was international relation, but there it was called political science. I already graduated from DIS, which is now become IISPP. Yeah, so it's international studies.
All right, thank you, Resmay. And yeah, I also one of the UGrad participant as well. So a little bit about myself. I'm Sarah Bot, and I graduate from DIS, which is the same department as Resmay. And when I was in the US during the UGrad program, I went to the State University of New York at Plattsburgh. So if anyone from SUNY Plattsburgh is watching, hello. All right. So yeah, that's about us. So you can see that Global UGrad is actually bringing students from the same country. But when we arrive at the United States, we do not stick together. So we go to different parts of the United States and in different school, which bring us more independency as well. So how about, let's start off with what is UGrad. So if you would describe, like if somebody come to you, right, and they ask you what exactly is global UGrad, how would you describe it, like in simple term? Yeah, I think Resmay, you could start.
Thank you. So I would say that if someone would come to me and ask what is UGRAD, I would tell them it's an exchange program, a one semester exchange program to the United States, funded by the Department of State of the United States. Very simple, just like that.
All right. How about Celinda? Is there any differences or anything to add on?
Actually, not really. It's
Yes,
just that
it's the
simple.
same.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So just like Asmay said, and is it open for everyone or it's just open for university student to be exact?
So it's actually only for undergraduate students that has completed one semester and still have one more semester before their graduation of their university.
I think many people actually ask whether they are eligible or not. They still have question like they want to apply and they don't know whether they are eligible for the UGrad program. So what would be the main criteria that you think it's very important to take note before applying for Global UGrad?
So I think the first thing is to check whether you are eligible or you are in the eligible countries of the applicants. So there are many countries that are eligible to apply for the Global UGRAD program, and you can check it on the website of the Global UGRAD website. And another thing is, like I've mentioned, is that you have to already completed one semester of your freshman year, and you have one more semester in your senior year before graduation. And also, I think one of the most important thing is that you have a good basic command of English. You don't have to like be have an advanced English, but like just to be able to communicate with people in English. And maybe you can add on some more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Resmay.
so I think that's pretty much the criteria. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if it's one semester or one foundation year, because like from what I remember, it's like you have to complete 1 year, like foundation year. Like when you're in the second year, like sophomore year, that's when you can apply. But maybe we can check the criteria.
All right, sure, sure. I think there's no problem about that one because I
Yeah,
think
either
yeah
way works.
it's been a while since we actually applied for the program, so there's a lot of things that we also have to check, and we're here to share the experience about what we
Yeah.
know. So we will try to drop the information in the comment sections for you guys to check on, and also specific website later on. So don't worry about that. All
Mhm.
right, so we talk about the criteria and everything. Is it actually open for all major? Because some students came to me and then they asked whether their major is acceptable to be in the UGRAD program. Do you have any ideas on that? I guess Mike could start with that.
Mm, I'm pretty sure that it is open to all majors. However, what is critical would be the subjects that you're going to study over there, because the system over there is very different from the system in our countries. In our country, at universities, we are given the courses, the subjects to study, but in the US, you are obliged to like choose your own subjects. So some of the subjects cannot be found in the US. That's the
Yeah.
problem, but it is open for all majors, I believe. Yes.
Okay. Hmm. So you mentioned something interesting. I want to ask a little bit more about choosing the subject. So is that mean if you are studying like in one major, let's say international studies in Cambodia, when you go to the UGRAD program, can you actually pick another subject that is is not related to what you are currently studying, just because that course doesn't appear in your class or in your course? So can you just pick something else to study?
Right. So that is a very good question. I would say the answer is quite flexible, because when you go to the US, of course, we expect to like transfer credits and stuff. With the credit
Mhm.
transfer, you have to actually consult with your home institution whether the subject or the courses that you choose over there can be transferred back, or like they can be credited to each other. And I would say the criteria for the global UGRAD is also that you study to American course. Am I right? All of you
Mhm.
graders.
Yeah,
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 you
I
have
think
to like,
so.
yeah,
I
study to American courses, either
hmm.
like politics or like history. Yeah,
All right.
please add
So
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to talk about subject. Let's hear from Salinda, who is currently taking her course. So can you
Yes, I
tell us a
believe.
little bit like what's your major? So your major is business administrations, right? So what are the courses that you are currently actually taking in the US?
Okay, so when I apply, I we have to at least study 4 courses. So 2 of them have to be related to our major. One have to be sorry, American Studies, and then another one is elective. So
Okay.
for example, my business is major administration. Um, right now, I'm currently studying supply chain management. That is like one of the elective. Spreadsheet and modeling, that is a major related course. And then there's legal environment for business. That's also another major related course. And then one more is American politics. That is the one U.S. Studies that you have to study, whether it's politics or history. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can hear that two of our speakers actually share about one of the course is about American. So I think it's
Mhm.
even though if it's not compulsory, I mean even if it's not compulsory, you know, when you go to a certain country, you would actually want to know about the country itself, like how the system works, how the people live. So during my time I actually study about the ethnic conflicts in America. So you know, America is very diverse country, so there's a lot of history related to conflicts that actually happen, and it's good to learn about those things because we can actually know how people, how society is built, why America is how it is today.
Right.
So yeah, it's quite good
Mhm.
to have those course. And I think one of the reason that many people want to go to UGRAD is that they could have the elective course, which is the course outside of
Mhm.
their major. Maybe they want to taste something else beside what they are actually currently doing. It could actually help them in some way as well. Um, let's talk more about the classroom itself. So,
Mhm.
how do you see it? Is it different from the our classroom in school, like compared to the American classroom? Like, let's hear from Smile first.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for the question. I would say the classroom over there is very open. Everyone is very open to hear your idea, and especially your professor. They would be very eager to like hear your thoughts and everything. And most of the time, it's like self study. A lot of it involves a lot of self study because I remember back then I study a lot in library and less in the class. When we go to the class, the professor would make us work in group and self study. And I would say if we study at like DIS or like ISPP, it's very similar. But over there, students are more engaging in the classroom.
Mm.
Yeah, that's for me personally.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. How about Salinda? Anything do you notice that is different from Cambodia?
From my personal experience, it's not that different because in Cambodia, I study at AUPP, which also has American curriculum. So
I
everything
see.
is quite similar.
Mhm.
Like choosing the courses to participation in the classroom. But as Mai said, students in America are more open. They're
Mhm.
more open to sharing their thoughts and every little details. And yeah, I think that's it.
I think yeah, Resume and also Salinda raised up a very interesting point. It doesn't mean that Cambodian are not as active as American, but I think this is something that we actually can learn from them as well. You know, they are not afraid to express their thought, and also want to tell our audience that even though sometime in classroom, right, when your teacher asks you something for your opinion, so do not be afraid to actually share about what you think, you know, because opinion,
Mhm.
it cannot be right or wrong because it's just what you
Right.
think or what you believe. So I think that's something that you could also bring to the interview as well of our UGRAD, but we are going to talk about the procedure later on. So
Mhm.
yeah, that I think one more thing that to me personally is also the fact that library opens like up to midnight, and for
Mhm.
like during midterm or exam weeks they usually open for 24/7.
24
I
hours.
remember one time the librarian actually going around the library and asking whether you want a coffee or not, like at night, and
Mhm.
she was so kind, and I was surprised, like wow, you just come and like give out the coffee in the library. So yeah, that's something that quite interesting. Okay, I think that that's about some part of our experience. I think our audience would also want to know, like, before you actually go to America, what actually the things that you have to go through. Let's say from the starting point would be you click on the registration link, right? You click on the link, and then what's
Mhm.
gonna happen next? So since Linda actually just like the most recent one who interact with the system, can you tell us a little bit of like from the first process until probably before the interview, what you have to do through the process? Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, as you said, we have to click on that link to start our UGRAD journey. And it was, I just remember that it was just that day, and now I'm about to leave America.
Oh.
And but it's quite an interesting journey. So first of all, you have to fill in an online application. So in the online application, they will ask you to fill in some personal details about yourself, about your academic, and then they will ask you for two recommendation letters, one from your academic professor, and one could be from your boss or your senior that knows you well, that you've worked with before. And then they will write and then you will have to write two essays. One is like why you should be selected for a global UGRAD applicant, and then another one, it changes, I think every once in a while, but in my cohort, the question was about leadership. Yeah, and
Okay.
then after that you will be shortlisted, and if you get shortlisted you will proceed to the online interview, not online in your case anymore for the next year, but during my time it was COVID, so the interview was online. But I believe in the next years it will be physical interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want me to go
Right.
on?
Yeah, sure, sure. If you have
If you
more
have
things,
more,
just go
yeah,
on.
please do.
um, so after the so from one stage to another, it will take like a very long period of time. As I could remember, I keep on checking my emails every day, like when are they gonna get back to me, you know?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you guys also experience
Yeah.
the same thing
Like
because the whole
refreshing it every
process,
day, you know.
yeah, like the whole process of doing the application interview and everything, it takes up to like 6 months. So I started in like end of December or January, and then I get the result in like June, knowing that I passed.
Mhm.
So after the online application, no, I mean after the online interview, after you know that you pass the interview, they will let you proceed to doing the TOEFL test, and then the minimum requirement is only 48. So it's very kind of low. So if you have like basic English, you will be able to pass the TOEFL test, and they will also pay for the TOEFL test. And also after that, you will do the health checkup, which the program will also pay for that. And then after that, that's pretty much it. They will call you for a visa interview, and then
Okay.
just prepare yourself to come to America.
Okay. So, like, Salinda described it for like 1 minute, but the
I
actual
know.
process itself is almost a year, just like what she said, you know. It's a very, very long and frustrating stage. I mean, it's an interesting journey, however. I noticed something that Salinda mentioned about the two recommendation letters. Do you think it's I mean, some people, they said it's just the last week for the application. They can just do that at that time. How would you suggest them, like about the essay and also the recommendation letter?
I go.
I think yes, May. I think you can.
Okay. So, a moment of confession, I actually applied for UGRAD twice.
Oh,
And the first time, I applied probably 2 or 3 days before the deadline, and I didn't pass. Of course, it's very self-explanatory.
um,
So I don't think it is a good idea to like wait until the last 2 weeks to like um, get started with your application. But if you're going to like wait until like the last 2 weeks, you can still do it. But like you have to like make sure that you keep up with the process. Like you said about the recommendation, make sure that you keep close in contact with the one that you asked for the recommendation letter, because I would say recommendation letter takes a while to write. Like it's, I believe, 1 page long. So yes, my recommendation would be you start early, but if you don't have enough time to like get that done, sorry, if you don't have enough time to like prepare for like 1 month or 2 months in advance, you can start with the 2 weeks within the deadline. But however, keep up with the person that you ask for their recommendation.
Okay. Yeah, I think Smay actually mentioned something. I mean, there's two things I actually learned from her is that first is don't give up. So I think out there might be people who are not like applying for first time, or some of you might actually apply for one time and you pass. That's
Yeah.
really really good. But if you actually didn't make it for the first time, why not try it again? Because
Yeah.
I think application does not charge you anything, right?
No.
Only time and energy and your effort to toward it. So as long as you try, I think yeah, I mean, the bright the bright side or the light is gonna come to you, right? So that's the first thing is about keep trying, and second one I think is about it's never too late to start, but don't start too late, right? So
Yeah.
start as early as you can, so you have more time to double check this and that. Because I think there are a lot of gaps or a lot of spot that we have to fill in. Like they ask for your hobbies, they ask for your courses that you are interested, and also what are the activities that you are going to do there. And importantly, like Salinda mentioned, there's going to be like two essays that you have to fill in, even though I remember it was like 650 words each, but it's very pressure because you have to like pack everything inside that small amount of words. So when you write that, I think I would recommend like revise it again and again, because to me myself, I started writing for like 4 or 5 days, but ended up delete the whole thing and rewrite it again because I was not quite satisfied with that. But yeah, that's my experience. You don't have to follow, but I mean, start as early as you can. That's very important. Let's talk a little bit about the first essay, right? Normally we call it the personal statement or the reason why you should be selected. So based on your experience, I don't want to call it tips and trick, but based on your experience, how would you tell yourself? Let's say if you have your younger self, how would you tell yourself to write that essay? I would start with Resmay first in that case.
Uh, um, so I would say I did pretty okay with my second time applying. That's why like I got selected. Yes, but it was a lot about my internship. I talk a lot about solid experience that I gained through my internship. Also at school, I gave very specific example in the personal statement. During my time, I believe it was also leadership. So I talk a lot about like being a class monitor, about like being someone who leads in my team at workplace, stuff like that. Basically, you would like to give them the strength, your strength, and also the backup statement to solidify your strength. So that's pretty much it for me. Yeah, give
Okay.
solid evidence.
Yeah, solid evidence and specific, right? Not
Yeah,
just
very
like talking
specific. Yeah,
generally.
you don't jump around the bush. Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. How about Salinda? Anything you want to add on for that?
My essay was pretty much like very, I made it very personal. So a lot of people have been asking me the tips about writing that essay, and someone even asked me to look at my essay.
Oh
But
no.
sorry, I can't do that. But like, what I would tell you is that to make it unique about yourself. I know saying that is very easy, but every person has a different story to tell. So like Smite said, um, she mentioned about one of her achievement, but then she described it like very detailed. So don't just tell them that you did this everywhere, but like don't tell them the detail because they want to know who you are. They want to know whether or not you're able to contribute to your country back when you're back to Cambodia. So show them that potential in you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Resme and Selena actually raise up a very, very good point. Basically, to sum up in short, personal statement is your personal story. Basically,
Yes.
they want to know about you, specific thing about you, what you did, what you are doing, and what you are going to do, or what you are going to bring back. Because I believe we are required to do like community service for I think it was 20 hours, right?
Yeah,
So
20.
yeah, they want us to contribute to the society in America, and also like we get those experiences and apply back to our home country. About the community service, like Salinda, how's your experience so far? Like, have you completed it?
So for me, I still have 4 more hours to complete. It's very interesting. So I've worked at a volunteer at a primary school, like helping them with decorating stuff in the school. So it's nothing that hard. And also working at a pantry, giving food to poor people. Yeah, and you can find many volunteering opportunities in America.
Yeah, yeah. How about Smay? Anything interesting about the community series that you wanna share?
Well, I agree with Linda because I also did like the pantry, giving out food to those in need. That was
Ah,
fun, and I did two interesting volunteer activity. The first one was volunteer at a corn maze. Like
mm,
it was my school was located near church, a lot of church. So those church has this program that they host activity and festival to like fundraising and stuff. And I volunteer at corn maze, like uh, giving tickets to people and also like looking after them and going to find them if they cannot find their ways out of the corn maze. It was
I
quite an
see.
experience. And the second volunteer was it was the voice of women. Um, that program was specifically for like listening to women, also empowering women who have been in abusive relationship, whether it be friendship or like relationship. We listen to them. We provide their help that they need. So like that was my the most memorable one for me.
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting because just like what we described earlier in this talk, right? We said a Global UGRAD is a one semester exchange program where you go
Yeah.
to school to study for 4 months, and then you come back with some
Mhm.
school or credit transfer. But I think we could actually add this part of doing community service. So basically, I think UGRAD goes beyond classroom. It's not only
Mhm.
you going to the classroom and study, and it's not only making friends in school, but through the community service and also through the interaction with people in the community in America, it's actually um, let us experience and also let
Mhm.
us try doing something else in a different location, or we can say in other part of the world, and see how the
Mhm.
community is like. So I think that's something very special about the Global UGrad itself.
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that interesting story up. I also volunteer in my school. During my time, it was like COVID, so I should actually
Mhm.
help them doing the COVID test, because there
Mm.
they actually have like COVID testing site every week, so they require volunteers to help them. But I remember it was snowing so hard during that time, and then it's quite hard for people to travel to test COVID. So we actually
Mm.
set up a booth inside each of the dormitory, because the dorm is
Mhm.
actually inside the school, to help
Mhm.
them get tested easier.
Mhm.
Talking about snow, weather, and everything itself, is there any challenges that happen in the US? It could be like the cold weather, it could be something else. Can you share us a little bit of the challenges that you actually face? I think let's hear from Smile first, and we'll go to Celinda soon.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So for me, the challenge that I faced was the coldness because I'm not a cold person. I prefer warmer weather, but however, I went during fall semester from August to December. I believe it's the same as Linda. Uh, during August and September, October, yeah, it was quite warm. However, starting from November to December, it was quite cold. So like I wasn't feeling well a lot of time because of the cold weather. But other than that, I was doing okay.
Okay. How about Celinda, who is currently there?
Talking about problem, I mean, There's a lot, I guess. So for me, it's also the weather. But what I like about here is that I get to experience. Um, when I came, I got to experience summer and then fall, and now it's winter. So I get
Wow,
to see three different colors
I'm
of the
jealous of
weather.
you. My time was like
Yeah.
snow for 3 months.
Oh my god. But now it's like snowing and it's getting very cold. So I'm also struggling and I'm actually sick right now and it's
All
been a
right.
month already. Yeah. And other than that, I would say the food because it's always pizza, burger, cheese. They put cheese in soup. Yeah, cheese
Oh no.
everywhere. Yeah. But then that's the beauty of UGRAD as well. We learn to adapt to the lifestyle of American people, and I think that's a good skill for us. It's like we learn to adapt to the world because it's never easy, you know, to be a human, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Life
and
is.
then
Hmm.
yeah,
That's
um,
life.
yeah. That I think that's it.
All right.
Can I cut
Yeah,
you a
sure,
bit?
sure, Smile.
So
Come on.
yeah, so Linda talked about the food earlier. That made me think about host family because I
Mm.
remember like I had a lot of like meals with my host family and they made like a lot of authentic American home cooked meals. And so
Wow.
like, do we all have host family or no?
Sadly, I didn't.
I didn't too.
I see. But yeah, then I would like to add on a little that
Sure, sure.
if the school like normally the school would be the one to like arrange that for you. So if your school has that program of like having families to host you, then you'll be having a place to stay during like festival like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you also get to enjoy home cooked meals a lot if you get bored of like the dining hall meals.
That's good. That's quite interesting. I see a lot of your picture with the host family, like travel
Yeah,
to a lot of places. That's
I
quite
did.
interesting. Yeah. Okay. Now let's move to a little bit more since I think I watched some of the Salinda's vlog. Actually, she travel
I
a
did.
lot. Like
Mhm.
I think it's fall's break. Is it? Is it fall breaks during the time that you travel?
Um, it's Thanksgiving break.
Okay, so
They have
it's
a break during Thanksgiving, and also so the courses that I choose, it's only on Tuesday and Thursday. So I have
Mm,
Monday, no, I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to travel.
That's pretty smart though. I mean, yeah, despite the courses that you can choose, you can actually think of the courses that would fall on like some specific days so you
mhm,
can have some time to actually explore America. I think to me, if I would advise some people who got selected to the UGAD program is like go travel, go and see somewhere that you always want to go and don't just stuck in school. I mean, yeah, I would just push you like go and travel, but
mhm.
don't travel too much as well, save some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about the money, I think some people might have questions like how do we survive in America. So can you tell us a little bit about what are the funded that they actually give to you, like let's say do they give you food or do they give you the dorm or whatever, like can you describe about that? I think let's start with Salinda this time.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm. So they actually almost pay for everything. So first of all, the tuition, the housing, your dorms, and then the meal plan. They pay all of that for you. They also give you book allowance, and they also have monthly stipend. And then every cost of your TOEFL test, your health checkup, they will reimburse everything for you. Yeah. And
Right.
then also, whenever your school cafeteria closed, they would also give you money to like
mhm.
buy food yourself.
Hmm.
So, Global UGrad for me is like a very good program. Like they actually pay for everything, you know?
Yeah.
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 Is there anything to add on that one?
Um, I don't have anything much. Just one point. I believe they also give us like settle down payment, like when we first
Oh
arrive
yeah.
at the US.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think
That's
it
it.
comes with the reimbursement of the health check and everything as well. I
Right.
think it's all
Mm-hmm.
included there. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, besides that, I actually had an opportunity to spend another fund, which is insurance. So they actually got
Mm-hmm.
insurance
Yeah.
for you, and at that time, I actually my skin got so dry that it actually
I
having like
see.
some sort of rashes on my skin. So I went to the pharmacies and I showed them the card. They actually gave me the cream for free, and like after a few days, it actually went back to normal because my skin never experienced that dryness. So if you actually appears that in winter, it's good to have lotion on your skin as
Mm-hmm.
well. And besides the insurance, I believe they also have some sort of, what do they call, the cultural experience, something that they
Oh
actually give
yeah,
you,
cultural.
and you hold the Global UGRAD sign and
Yeah.
take picture. I think they also
Mm-hmm.
give you that if you actually spending on any experience that you go.
Yeah.
I went to the concert and like a Katy Perry concert and actually asked for the reimbursement on that because like concert is also one of the American like things,
Mm-hmm.
concert world
Yeah.
tour and everything. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we have discussed a lot about the process of I mean, from the application process and also your experience in America as well. I think we are almost reaching the end. Do you have anything to add? Did I miss anything, or you have anything to add on? Okay, so Selena, I think you're actually running polls, and I think you got a lot of question, like frequently asked question from your audiences as well. Can you bring up like a few questions that like people normally ask you about Global UGRAD, whether it's related to school or application or anything?
So mostly right now, there people have been asking me about the application, like I said, about the essays. So because that is the most critical point, whether or not you will be selected. So that's the most frequently asked question. And then there's also about whether or not you have to take the IELTS test, and also how much is the monthly stipend, and like what do they pay for. Yeah, I think we've covered most of the part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think right now Global UGRAD 2023 is currently open for application, and I guess the deadline is approaching quite soon. For Cambodia, if I'm not wrong, it's gonna be on the
I
15
see.
December
Mm-hmm.
2022. So I think it's around less than 2 weeks away. So I would encourage everyone who is actually currently working on essays or a recommendation letter and everything,
Mm-hmm.
the best of luck on that. So I think I would, yeah, nothing much, but just be yourself, be who you are
Mm-hmm.
when you're writing your essays, and also wish you the best for that. And don't forget to submit it like at least before time, because I remember there was one time I experienced some of the lacking on the website itself, because I believe like many people are actually pushing the application and try to submit it like at the very last hour or something, because that time I remember I submit like 1 hour before the deadline, and there was some like lagging going on. So I recommend everyone to submit it as early as you can. All right, so do you have anything else to add or to tell those who are actually currently applying for UGRAD 2023 or planning to apply it for next year? I think let's hear from Smite. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, my last message would be for those who would want to apply for next year, please don't wait. You can start your application as soon, even now, even though you plan to apply next year, you can also start your application now because more time, more preparation, better result. And for those who are applying this year with 2 weeks left to apply, I strongly recommend them to ask alumni, UGRAD alumni, or any seniors to read their writing because it can be very helpful to let them see what they are missing. because a lot of our U graders do the same thing. They let their alumni read their writing to see if they have any more point that they should add. So that's a very good point. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. How about Salinda? Any message that you would want our audience to know?
Yeah, like Smith said, the writing is important, but also I want to mention about the letter of recommendations. Please ask it like early as possible because back in my time, I asked it like very urgent, and it was not, it didn't look good for me to the professor because I asked him and then I rush it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I would advise to ask from him or her earlier. And also for those who are still thinking whether or not they should apply, I would highly encourage you to apply because this program is amazing. It's just an interesting journey of your life that you will remember forever. And also, if you're worried about you don't have good English, just try it first. Try to do the application first, and then you will proceed to the next step. And also, one more thing is that if you think that you don't have enough ability in terms of financial, you can still apply it because, like I said, they pay for everything. And the only thing that I'm paying for myself right now is my travel expense. So if you're just here and you don't travel that much, everything will be covered. So don't be scared to apply, especially for those who live in the province. Yeah, because I receive a lot of messages about if they don't have enough financial support, can they still apply? So I would highly encourage them to apply. So that's all from me today.
All right. Yeah, I guess I would wrap up a little bit about what Smay and also Selena had just mentioned earlier. So first, don't wait until don't wait, just do it, you know. If you have if you want to apply next year, why not go into the link and actually create account and see what actually in there, because there's some part that is gonna be the same for like from year to the other. I think the thing that is changing is the essay topic, but the rest of the thing would actually remain the same. So it's good if you, even though you're not applying this year, it's good for you to check what you should be prepared, or you can even fill in the form first and then just keep it there in the portal. I think it's safe over there. And also like Selinda said, don't be afraid of who you are or where you're from, because I think UGRAD is very, very inclusive. It's open for everyone. So opportunity, it doesn't care like who you are, or like where you live in the countries, or what is your financial status. They don't care about that as long as you are passionate in learning and you are willing to actually go explore yourself and willing to show your passion. I think they are looking for those type of people. And what I just mentioned is also apply to those who might have question, what should I prepare for the interview? So I think a little bit about that would be, again, it would relate it to yourself. They would actually ask about what you're planning to do, why are you doing this. So I think the three main parts that would engage with the applicants from the beginning till the end would be why you grad, why you choose UGRAD, why America and not other country, and why you. So I think these three why actually cover the whole process of the application, from the writing, from the interviewing up to the day that you actually departed to America. So yeah, I think that's it from me. So thank you very much to Reaksmey and also Salinda for spending your time. I think yeah, Salinda right now is time zone different. I think it would be difficult for you at first because like jet lag. I remember during lunchtime I was sitting and like eating lunch while my eyes closing, you know. But yeah, it was so much fun time. So appreciate your time differences, but you still managed to make this talk happen. And yeah, one thing to remember is that once you are the U-grader, you're gonna always be the U-graders. This community is beyond borders, you know. It's not just Cambodian with Cambodian, but it's beyond border. It's global. So why not take the chance and yeah, do it. So yeah, nothing much. I would say how to end this. Okay, so thank you very much everyone for watching this talk from the beginning to the end. So if you have any further questions, feel free to drop in the comments below, or you can also inbox to us if you have any further questions that has not been answered to this video. But we encourage you to actually go back to the video because I think we cover most of the thing. But if you still have doubt, you can ask us, or you can also contact the embassy in your prospective country. Like if you're in Cambodia, you can also email the US Embassy in Cambodia. I think they are responsive to your questions. But yeah, again, don't wait until it's too late. Okay. I think that's it from me. Also, thank you very much and see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.